everyone, welcome to DIY with Nancy. Hope you're all doing well. Today I'm making carrilhos. For those who don't know what carrilhos are, it's a cookie with spikes on it, made out of corn flour and all-purpose flour. Key ingredient is corn flour. My mom used to make these when I was growing up. They're super delicious, very addictive, and they have this amazing crunch to it. So stay with me and watch how to make carrilhos step by step with a manual cookie press, which my mom brought me from São Miguel, Açores 2 years ago. And this tube, which is an aluminum tube, has a star tip in the end, hollow in the inside, with a wooden press. So basically what we're going to be doing, or I'm going to be doing and showing you how to make, is the dough. And the dough goes into this tube, and I'm going to press the dough through this tube, and you're going to see that the dough holds itself together. It's a very firm dough. Very delicious, guys. Stay with me and watch how to make carrilhos step by step. Let's get started. In a medium-sized bowl, I'm placing 3 cups of all-purpose flour. And to that, I'm adding 3 cups and a third of corn flour. Next, I'm adding half a teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1 teaspoon of salt. Next, I'm stirring the dry ingredients, and I'll be setting it aside. Now I'm moving on to my mixer, and I'm adding 1 3/4 cups of sugar. To that, I'm adding 225 grams of unsalted butter at room temperature. To combine these ingredients, I'm adding my paddle attachment to my mixer. On high speed, I'm letting it mix for 2 minutes. I'm using a spatula to remove the sugar and butter mixture from the sides of the bowl before I add my next ingredient. Next, I'll be adding 4 large eggs. I'll be turning my mixer on to low speed, gradually adding 1 egg at a time, and eventually moving it from medium to high speed. Once all the eggs are added, continue mixing for an additional minute or until your batter is fluffy. I'm removing the paddle attachment, and once again I'll be using the spatula to scrape the edges and the bottom of the bowl to make sure my batter is well incorporated and nothing's stuck at the bottom before I add my next ingredients. For the next step, I'll be adding the flour that we set aside earlier, and the flour will be added gradually. I'm adding my hook attachment to combine the flour and the butter. And here I'm adding the balance of the dry ingredients. Once again, I'm using my spatula to remove the dry ingredients from the edges of my bowl to make sure that all the ingredients are well combined. Once the dough is combined, I add 2 tablespoons of milk and let it mix for an additional minute. Once your dough is formed, it should be firm enough to hold its shape in the cookie press. Now I have an old-fashioned cookie press from São Miguel, Portugal, and you can see it consists of an aluminum tube, which I'll be placing in the dough, with a wooden press and an end star tip. I'll be inserting the dough into the tube 3/4 full Now you can use your hands, you don't have to use a wooden spoon. I'm using a baking tray with parchment paper to place the carrilhos once they're formed. And you can see I'm pressing, and there you go. It holds its shape, and that's exactly what you're looking for on your dough. I'm pressing it and holding it with my hand, and I'm cutting them about 4 inches long. I'll be placing the carrilhos in the oven at 350 degrees for 25 minutes or until they're lightly golden brown. If you don't have a cookie press with a star tip, you can use a piping tip, 1M, and add it to a piping bag and insert your dough in the bag with this star tip. And here are the carrilhos out of the oven. If you like them extra crunchy, you can place them back in the oven for an additional 10 minutes at 125 degrees. That was my recipe for carrilhos, and I made 4 dozen carrilhos. Now, depending how small or big you cut them, I cut them at 4 inches, and they look just like this. Taste amazing. Now, if you want them extra crunchy, you can place them back in the oven at 125 degrees for an additional 10 minutes. I hope you enjoyed the recipe today, everyone. And if you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, take care. Thank you so much for watching.